Acclaimed VR flight sim VTOL VR got a major update this month, adding co-op and PvP multiplayer modes alongside a paid DLC featuring a co-pilotable helicopter for the first time in the game's history. VTOL VR is an indie combat flight sim. It's been hailed for its VR native design ever since it first debuted in early access way back in 2017. Now it's 5 years old. Following its 1.0 launch in mid-2020, the game has continued to see regular updates, most recently culminating in the addition of new multiplayer modes for the first time and the co-pilotable aircraft. Released earlier this month, update version 1.30 brings multiplayer to the players for the first time. Although developer Boundless Dynamics says the feature is still in active development, the game now features several co-op missions for up to 6 players and PvP missions for up to 12 players. On the roadmap for the future is custom multiplayer missions with Steam Workshop support. Alongside the multiplayer update, Boundless Dynamics released a paid $10 DLC, which adds an AH-94 attack helicopter to the game. This is not only the first helicopter in the game's aircraft roster, it's also the first to be co-piloted. The helicopter is designed with a front and rear seat, which share flight controls. This means pairs of players can divide flight tasks in whatever way suits them best. For instance, one player flying while the other player handles weapons and navigation. The co-pilot helicopter DLC has been enthusiastically received, earning a 98% positivity rating with 268 reviews. That was at the time of this story. That mirrors the base game, which continues to be applauded by players who have rated it 97% overwhelmingly positive across 4,500 reviews, making it the 5th best-rated VR game on Steam. 2 years after the game was initially supposed to debut, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga will finally arrive on April 5th. The long-awaited title from TT Games adapts all 9 movies in the Skywalker Saga, and you'll be able to choose which trilogy to start with, so you might want to get the prequels out of the way first. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is coming to the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and the PC. It's said to be the biggest LEGO game to date, and publisher Warner Bros. Games provided an in-depth look at what's in store with the gameplay trailer. There are new combat mechanics, including ways to string attacks together and defend yourself with counter moves in styles tailored to your favorite characters. Expect fresh blaster mechanics with an over-the-shoulder perspective and third-person aiming and a cover system as well. Of course, there will be a ton of lightsaber action, space dogfighting battles, and many opportunities to use force powers. Many levels will have multiple paths to explore, and you'll be able to take on side missions too. Class-based abilities are upgradable, and there are more than 300 playable characters to unlock. There's also a mumble mode. It will replace intelligible voice lines with mumbling. Kind of a la previous games in the series. Based on the gameplay trailer alone, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga seems like a huge game. However, despite the lengthy delays, the development team was still required to work long hours. That's according to Polygon. Several current and former employees told the publication that TT Games has had a challenging work culture over the last decade and a half, and that during crunch periods, work weeks of between 80 and 100 hours weren't rare, though overtime is said to have been limited in recent months. TT Games has also reportedly had a high level of staff turnover since work started on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga nearly 5 years ago. Las Vegas-based firm Bluetti, which specializes in manufacturing portable solar-powered generators, has launched the world's first sodium-ion solar generator. It's called the NA300, and its compatible battery module, the B480. Bluetti says its first-generation sodium-ion battery excels in thermal stability, fast charging capacity, low-temperature performance, and integration efficiency, despite slightly lower energy density than its lithium-ion counterparts. The solar generator and battery's chemical components also feature more abundant materials than traditional lithium-ion batteries, lowering prices and alleviating concerns about resource scarcity. The NA300 solar generator delivers a 3,000 watt-hour capacity, considerably less than the 5,100 watt-hours of the company's EP500 Pro model. But the generator capacity shouldn't be a big issue for consumers, as it supports up to two B480 battery modules. They carry about 4,800 watt-hours each, which brings the total capacity to 12,600. That's crazy. The unit, recharged by solar panels, can serve a family's electricity needs for several days or even a week during grid failures or natural disasters. It's said that the sodium-ion solar generator seamlessly inherits all the style and appearance settings of its predecessor, especially 4 20-amp traditional wall plugs, as well as a 30-amp L1430 output port driven by the built-in 3,000-watt pure sine wave inverter. Besides, NA300 may be cited as the fastest charging solar generator, since it can be recharged to 80% in less than 30 minutes at room temperature. In a low-temperature environment of, say, negative 20 degrees Celsius, it still has an over 85% capacity retention rate and over 80% system integration efficiency. Therefore, the N300 and B480 are perfect for winter or regions with shallow temperatures. With this launch, the North American company seeks to not only innovate in the area of batteries and generators, but also to become less dependent on the current lithium market, which has been suffering pretty bad due to high demand. Replacing lithium with sodium can be quite beneficial for the company, mainly because it's up to 1,000 times more abundant than lithium is. Bluetti officially debuted the N300 and the B480 sodium-ion battery power station at CES 2020 in Las Vegas.